Join the movement. Go all electric with Pure Electric.
So look, how long have you been in the house now?
We've been here 9 years now, just 9 years this year.
Because you're very specific. This block of land is very specific. You know, you have some issues like most homes have, or most blocks of land have a certain amount of potential. This has good summer potential, but also winter potential is probably around about 60% of what's normal. And then even the trees across the road at the park have an effect on your block, which we've noticed this morning, and yet now the sun's coming in and we're about midday, which is about right. So we're missing around 2.5, 3 hours of sun in the morning, which has an effect in winter. So tell me what the house is for you, and tell me...
You're actually sitting in my preferred morning spot.
Oh.
I spend at least half an hour every morning with a cup of coffee, sitting in that spot,
Yeah, right.
looking out and looking in. What I like about this room, there's two rooms. There's this room, which is our main living area, but that garden out there is the second room. We designed it that way. So, and you remember the design, we said, look, no paving out there,
Yes.
green stuff, because you want to affect the radiant heat, all that. So there's a green floor out there, which is tichondra.
Yep.
I don't mow it.
Oh, I know, it's amazing.
Just water it.
Yeah.
It's full of microbes and beautiful stuff. Yeah. We have that lovely tree which gives us summer shade. So on summer days we can sit up there in the shade, and it's a room floored by nature virtually. So and it really does bring the inside into the home. Just from the reaction we've had a huge impact in the street, because the street is largely open lawns in the front, lawn verges. We've ripped out the lawn verge and planted natives in there with native birds and all that. So our garden, as we're sitting here, extends beyond our boundary wall. We've taken over the verge as part of our garden, and that merges with the park across the road. And when I'm out watering, I have many people, strangers, stop. Love your garden. Beautiful. We have a lemon tree outside our boundary, outside our wall rather, in our boundary. Orange tree on the other. That came from times in Spain, where the Spanish in Sevilla have orange trees down the trees. I thought, oh wow, that's lovely. And a lemon tree, we saw lemons in Vic Park, and that's just, fruit trees in the front garden.
Yeah, great idea.
Who's heard of that?
Yeah.
And that gets so many comments and so much warm comments, from people who appreciate it.
It creates community. You're always connected, because that's what you said before, Ursula, that when you're in here, particularly in the kitchen, is that you're connected to outside. You've got the alfresco out there behind you, which is glass across into that. You get that first sun, even in winter, in that area. We can't get it in here first thing because of the massive trees across the road. But over there you get that first sun coming in, which is great. And then we've got to wait until about midday now for that sun to come in here. But again, it was very important for you how it felt and the aspect into the garden and the connection.
And I think the light, I love the amount of light in this space from every angle and the different angles of light during the day.
Looking at the back out here to that deciduous grapevine, which protects that in the afternoon. We've lost all its leaves now, but it would be fantastic from a performance point of view in winter, but also give you that wonderful dappled light into that area in the afternoon in summer, and also allow for those cooling breezes through causing transpiration of the plants and through that side and through this window, which is very specific for airflow through this room.
I've learnt to treat this house as a living entity.
Yeah.
So every morning, summer or winter, I come down and check the temperature in this room, check the temperature immediately outside in the alfresco. And that tells me a lot of information about what to do. At night, in summer, we always open these doors,
Yes.
that window, cross ventilation,
Yeah.
the sliding door in the kitchen alfresco, and that gives us the cross ventilation for the room in summer. So summer nights, those doors are open. We've paid particular attention to security for the security screens and security on the glass doors and all that to give us protection at night. But it's absolutely essential to have those open on a summer night.
So it's very important to understand how to operate the home
Yes.
to get the best advantage. I mean, you don't have to be, what shall I say, as systematic as you. It'll still work. But if you do spend that extra time and be consistent, then you get a much better performance.
The timing of opening the windows, if you go, you're telling me, look, you open the window and you feel this cooling breeze.
Yes.
You're still letting hot air in.
That's right.
Just beware of that.
Yeah, because
So
airflow across our body, because we transpire,
Exactly.
we're producing moisture, that is cooling us. But a house doesn't perspire unless you have a serious problem with the house.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's bringing warm air in. It's a mistake people make. They open a home up too early because they think the breeze is cool, but it's not for the home, it's cool for them.
And even still, we have these little thermometers that we have.
Yes.
Because it's difficult to tell just by feeling whether it's cooler or not.
Yeah.
So we have a little temperature gauge in this room and in the alfresco.
This place is designed for ageing in place, and we were talking about how it's a two-storey home still, and yet in the process, allowance was made for a wide staircase, which was a straight staircase, which meant that you could put a stair lift on in a few hours if necessary.
There's more to the staircase than just the chairlift.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Because it goes back to our specs for the home. We said two things to you. We don't want the staircase to be visible as you come in the door. We just hate that.
Yes.
And we don't want the garage to be visible from the street. They are the two things. So the staircase, I love the staircase because it occurs behind a glass door. We've got the laundry, toilet, all that, and the staircase up. So our private quarters are closed off from this room. Nobody would know that they exist. The second thing we said with the staircase, because it's between two walls, as you know, we want to use one wall for our bookcases. We spent a lot of time designing the staircase and those bookcases, as you know, and we succeeded very well. And I've got to tell you, everybody who comes through to go to the toilet looks at the staircase.
Wants to copy our staircase.
Yeah. We have two beautiful granddaughters, and I designed the staircase so you could sit on the staircase. We've got cushions there, had their toys there, and all their books up the lower bit. Both granddaughters, as soon as they come in the house, head for that staircase. First thing, boom, and books. So it's not a dead space. It's a living space, that staircase, which would otherwise just be. Then, of course, we said, we want a chair lift up there. We put the PowerPoints in, and the stairs are wide enough for people to be sitting on, reading books, and getting past.
Yes.
Wide enough for a chairlift, and people stood to get past. So it wasn't a dead space.
No, well, there's pretty much no dead space in the whole house. There's not.
There is
no.
And that's the other very pleasing feature. There isn't any, corridors with rooms on either side. And
the other interesting thing is with the staircase, The glass door, so the light comes from here into that little alcove before you go into the powder room. It also means that the staircase is airlocked to the living area, so in winter we don't lose the heat down here up into that.
We are certainly looking at this as our home for the future. We have no intention of changing homes, and we certainly want to, as much as possible, in old age and decrepency, to have services coming. It's cheaper for us to do that than to be put in a home somewhere. When we were designing the home, I met two nurses, both at Royal Perth Hospital, and their job was to go out in a fully equipped van to give post-operative care to people whose homes could cope with it.
Yeah, right.
They're already finding, this is, 11 years ago, RPH was finding if they could provide that service in the home to their patient, they recovered quicker, much quicker.
Yes.
And care was hospital equipment that might be needed, monitored by the hospital, all that they had 11 years ago. And I thought, hey, when we design our bedroom, design it, computer points, enough power points, all of that in the bedroom for that. You never know
That's right.
when you're going to be hospitalised. And why would you be stuck in a hospital bed taking longer to recuperate when the service is going to be delivered to you in the home?